All right, tough night. Here to share it with y'all. Burgundy and Bold, Lynnell Willingham, the DOC, Rick Doc Walker, after a bloodbath at Northwest Stadium earlier tonight. The Seahawks with a dominating win over the Commanders, a game in Doc in which they didn't even. It felt like they didn't have pride. They didn't have the fight that I thought I was going to see. I'm totally stunned by what I saw. Um,
Did they
in an all,
punt?
I mean, I that's maybe the magical question. I don't think they did, and I think better yet, I think they scored a touchdown on every single drive.
Yeah, no, they set
Touchdown,
records. Yeah,
touchdown, 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 touchdown. Field
we had
punt,
stage fright.
intercept.
Maybe
Yeah,
the championship uniforms spooked our guys. Having the legendary Art Monk there retiring his jersey, maybe they got spooked by it. I thought they'd be inside the locker room. I was embarrassed. I heard for Art. We said it on Burgundy and Gold today at Team 980 that we just didn't want to embarrass him on his day. It was only fitting that they win because he's a winner. And they did to us what we would like to have done to them if they were retiring Steve Largent's jersey.
man.
It's like homecoming. You
You want
played
to spoil
homecoming
somebody's
games.
homecoming? Yeah.
You want to spoil a homecoming. And they spoiled our homecoming. And I knew I would be too weak to be there watching it. And that's why I left before kickoff to get to the station. Because I didn't want to be there and witness it had it turned bad as it did. I was devastated by it because for the last time this year, this team caught me off guard. It'll never happen again because I keep assuming that there's some remnants from last year's success. Well, there isn't. And that was a nail that drove it home for me tonight is that I'm judging them. And I was one of the first guys to say it. Last year's over. Forget about it. But deep down inside, I was hoping it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I said it. Now you'll never hear it again from me because they've convinced me beyond a reasonable doubt that they have nothing in common with last year's team.
Not at all. Not at all. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's probably the perfect way to put it. It's just that we've been talking about the word identity for a long time.
Yeah.
To be now in week number 9, going into week number 10, and this team not only does it not have an identity, well, maybe it does have an identity, and we're just not
Accepting
accepting
it.
of what it is.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I
They
really do
do.
believe that.
I don't think they want the one they have.
Yeah. Well, no
They're
one will
better
want it.
than that. They work harder. They work too hard for this to be the way it is. But when you don't run the ball consistently and you don't stop people from running consistently, and then when you create errors and you don't turn people over, it's a pretty simple plan. You're not going to win a lot of games. You're going to lose more than you win. None of us expected to be here right now with this record, but we've earned this.
Yep.
We
It's
have
who you
earned
are.
this record. Yes,
It
who
is
we
who
are.
you are at this point.
Yeah,
And you
who
talk
we
about
are.
not running the ball. They came out and threw the ball on 7 consecutive plays, 7 consecutive pass plays. Now Jaden Daniels has to scramble because guys are not getting open, and then that opens up Pandora's box for me. And I
Wait a minute.
immediately
Wait a minute. You have 2 of your 3 top receivers.
out.
They didn't even play.
And you decided to come back and drop back and try to throw the football on your
Yeah.
first 7 plays. These are
Yeah.
scripted plays, by the way.
Yeah.
You're in your first 15. You're scripting this. This was by design.
Yeah.
I don't
That's even
understand
scarier.
it. I don't
That's
understand it
scarier.
at all.
Well, I'm
I
sure
don't
there's an
understand it at
explanation
all.
from it. And you'll get it this week in the press conferences. But they're starting to build a track record now.
Yeah.
So what do we believe? And why should you even pay attention? Just wait for the results. Kansas City surprised me. They went in the first half and put that belt on the Chiefs behind. And I thought that was a turning point. Okay, now we're ready. Then we came out and didn't follow it up with 2 great halves. But we'd say, oh, it's the Chiefs. Now this week, you come in and you flip the uniform to the legend, the championship look great. I just couldn't stop looking at him. and it brought back, because I've been so depressed with the level of uniform changes over the last several years.
Yeah.
And the clown show, the black and the pearl, it hurts me to my core.
Well,
But
I
I've
love the
accepted
black.
it.
I love the
Well,
black.
the football team, well, you're young, and y'all like costumes, you like dressing up and stuff. I'm just saying, I think that,
But I'm also into winning, and I'm not into what's going on right now. I'll be honest.
well, apparently you're not.
This is
Mm,
I'm
Yeah,
stunned. I
this is
that's the
habit
best
for me.
word I can
It's
use.
habit for me. I mean, what happens is that it gets to a point where, like, we couldn't lose last year. You win 6 games on the last play of the game. I don't think the public still understands how hard that was.
Yeah. And it's
And
nothing to be ashamed about either. That's special. They
no,
earned
no,
that. They
that was
earned that.
they were close. They were close. They came back and made it happen.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to discover who they are because it's a different roster. You got new people in new places, but you don't have as much dog in you. And if you take the dog out and you lose a few key players, now you're not as talented
Yeah.
in some
Yep.
of the skill spots.
And you're
Then
playing.
you
Yep.
overly accentuate it by not running the football consistently well, and pretty soon you're stuck with a new record.
And it's gonna be who you are.
That's who they are.
I mean, you're now 3-6. 3-6. You got Detroit coming in here next week. That's pissed off because they just got their ass kicked at home by
Yep.
their division rival. So
Yep.
they're
That
they're
wasn't
gonna
good.
come in angry. I just it's the overall outfit for me right now, Doc. Like in terms of my questions and my
Yeah.
disappointment and my frustration from the top down. I'm talking from Adam Peters' office down. I am totally confused at what I'm seeing out there. It's unacceptable. Is the only word that I can use. For
Yeah.
you can't get these for y'all not to be up, and I don't even want to blame it on that because I think that they were up and ready for the moment. I just think they played horribly, but sometimes with that extra adrenaline boost of you being up for the game, that is supposed to help you into the game. Like it's you can be hype as you want in pregame, but if it doesn't translate to the field, then what does it mean? Were you really hype? Were you really ready to go? And that's where I'm starting to question. This is now the 4th time this year that they have been totally non-competitive. Not even didn't even look like they belonged in the same arena as the other team that they were playing against. Thursday night football against the Packers looked like you didn't belong. Dallas got your teeth kicked in. Kansas City in the second half looked like you didn't belong. And then tonight, for all 4 quarters, looked like you didn't belong on the same field as Seattle. And you can give me year 2 of the rebuild all you want. And the injuries, and it's a look. There's a competitive spirit that you should play with. And I'm not seeing it right now. There's no way.
Well, don't discount the fact that you can't sneak up on anyone now. I mean, come on.
Well,
Do you
yeah.
really think everybody came in um, really afraid of the Commanders? You scared the hell out of people.
Yeah.
And so if you don't come in there bringing it like you once did, they're going to be up for you. And then you're a few injuries later, and voila.
Yeah.
We hoped that you'd be better without Allen, but you haven't proven that you are. We hoped that a few of these changes would make you so you went without Scary, and we feel like, well, we're good at receiver. Well, maybe you're not. Maybe you should have kept a couple people you let go. That's human. People not every decision works, but you got to own it.
I'm not asking you to bat 1,000, but I'm also, I mean,
Yeah, you got to be in the
I'm
game.
also you got to be better than this. I just
Yeah.
you knew that you had they don't. But the problem that they're having, I mean, defensively, there's nothing, and people keep wanting to talk about Joe Witt and coaches and all that. What is he supposed to call? Sam
People
Darnold lit you up when you were in man.
talk about everybody when it don't work.
Yeah, exactly. Lit you up when you were in man. Lit you up when you were in zone. Yeah, he probably shouldn't be playing any man first and foremost. You don't have the horses to run man,
Yeah.
but this is who they want to be. This is their scheme. But being a good coach is about adapting to your personnel. I don't think they're doing a great job of doing that right now. But also, even when they play zone to try and help out their personnel, they're still messing that up. The core of their defense, what they need to make their defense go, and what Dan Quinn has had when he has had success, is a guy up front that changes the football game and corners that can run and be able to play that man-to-man coverage, safeties that are physical in the run game that allow you to play lighter boxes and allow you to put more speed on the field. They don't have it. And it's year two. You're not going to build Rome in a day.
You're
But
not
like,
building a Legion of Boom in a day.
but where's the resources being poured into the most important position? You need a game wrecker up front. Dorrance Armstrong's a nice piece.
Yeah, and you
But you
had
need a
him.
game
You
record
got
up front.
hurt.
You got to try to draft and develop one something. They got to spend
Yeah,
resources in the front in the front seven on that D line to have a
yeah.
game record. They need a guy that can get pressure. They do not get pressure. So you got to
No,
blitz, and when you blitz, you're taking guys out of coverage. You got to play man because that's just the numbers game that you got, and you see the results tonight. I mean, I don't know what people want them to do on defense. Honestly, offensively is where I want to talk about because
well,
what
they
the hell
wanted
is
their
going on?
players to be healthy, and they're not.
Yeah,
You could ill
yes.
afford having injuries on your your defensive line, and you did. And you got some people that didn't quite develop as rapidly as you hoped they would. They had a second round pick. You got too many picks that can't get to the quarterback and stop the run. You got to be good at one or the other.
Yeah.
So if you're not good at either or, then you should be labeled a bust or you're slow to develop. So maybe you should be on a practice squad. You can't convince me that there isn't somebody on a practice squad, taxi squad,
That could give
or
us a
somebody
better
else's
effort.
team that's better than the people you got out there. If that's the case, then stick a fork in you because you're not winning anything this year.
And it goes back to where's your desire to constantly keep getting better? That's all y'all talking about is we're trying to keep getting better. Bring some guys in. We've been rolling with the same crew for 9 weeks and nothing's changed
Well, you
from a
don't play young
personnel
people.
standpoint. And
They don't
Jordan
like to
McGee,
play young people.
man, it's week 9 and Jordan McGee is out there flashing more than anybody
He's
on this
running though.
defense.
He's
He's
running.
flashing more than anybody
Yeah,
on the defense. And I'm wondering
yeah.
why the hell is he just now seeing the field? What the
Well,
hell were
because
y'all doing?
I think it's clear that when you have a Hall of Famer in that position, and he's a hell of a first down player, but I'm not certain that now he's a hell of a player to have on the field on third down.
Yeah.
Well,
I
is
mean,
he asked to volunteer to come off, or do you still have the wherewithal to send somebody in for him and with dignity? See, I don't like the fact that they leave him in these positions to where you got people calling in on social media as if
but
they know
Doc,
what the hell's going on.
exactly, and that's the worst part. But Doc, they can even rush him though. Just you can. It's not even all about taking him off the
And he'd
field
be at
totally.
the end. I'd have him at the end.
Yeah, because he'll set an edge. He can scrape and slide. He can move
Yeah,
laterally in
no,
that
he's a
setting,
hell of a player. He's a
in
hell of
that
a player.
space. I
He just
don't,
can't
man.
sprint against sprinters.
Yeah, that's not what he's built
Like
for.
they can't play in the box with him,
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
But we keep. Why isn't this solved?
Yeah, and
It's going on for 5 weeks.
yeah.
That's ridiculous. Or as Mike Tyson was, it's ludicrous.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's ludicrous.
it's the sad part about the defense is like there's nobody walking through the door. I think I've all along all season. I know I've been saying that they have a personnel issue because they don't have the horses to try and run what they're trying to run. And it all starts with they don't have a guy that impacts the quarterback. And y'all going to say, well, we lost Dorrance Armstrong. Dorrance Armstrong was impacting the quarterback, had good sack numbers, but just because you have a sack in a game, what did you do on the other plays, the other 50 snaps that you played? That was
Yeah,
my whole. They don't disrupt the other team's rhythm from jamming at the line of scrimmage, from getting hands on guys coming out of routes,
yeah.
from rushing the quarterback. They don't. There's a they don't they can't get after the quarterback. That's the
Well,
number one problem.
everybody that's
That's
in
the
a
number one
game,
problem.
everybody on the team should be good at something, or they shouldn't be on the team.
Yeah.
My question is, what are the people that you kept good at, and when are they going to start showing it?
Because right now it don't look good. I want to get on the offense real quick before we wrap us up. 7 straight play. You let me. I want to set the table for this because I'm mystified, baffled. In your first 15 script, you're down your top receivers. You're calling Treylon Burks off the practice squad. Guys can't get separation. And you know that. And you come out, you're the number 4 record team in the NFL. I don't give a damn what Seattle's doing up front. Who are you? And you come out and throw the ball 7 straight plays? You called 7 straight pass plays in your first 15? And putting this kid, and he ends up getting hurt, and we'll get on that in a second. But Cliff, what the hell? Everyone wants to talk about Joe Witt. Cliff, you have the groceries on your side of the ball. Your personnel is better. Your talent is better, even when injured. They're more talented because you got the quarterback out there. You don't got to throw it 7 times to start the game. They're leveraging him too much. They totally had a fear of running the football because of who they were playing. I don't like that. That's soft. You don't let a team totally dictate who the hell you are. You still got to have your principles and your morals that you stand on as an offense. And clearly, it's not about trying to win the line of scrimmage. You didn't even try. If I'm a player on that offensive line, I'm pissed.
And you don't think the head coach knew anything about that?
Well, the head coach came out and said it this week that they want to stick and be more patient with the run game. So that now they're playing. Now I'm not even going to get into that and try to. I'm not even going to take it deeper than what it needs to go. But he came out and said it. So do with that what you may. And they came out and ran it 7 straight times, almost as if to spite him. I mean, that's what it sounds like. I don't know what the hell that was about. Why was? I mean, come on, man. I don't know. It was frustrating to watch.
Well, I think you know.
And then he ends up getting hurt. I mean, he's having to scramble because there's nobody getting open. And you know he's going to scramble. And you're putting him at a higher risk of getting hurt based off of your play calling now. That's a you problem.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
Oh, you do know. You just don't like the results.
Because I don't want to. It's an everybody thing. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just blaming Adam Peters, like I'm just blaming the coaches.
No, it's not about Adam.
Players.
But again, it would be likely. I would love to hear what they say to the owner. I would hope that the owner asks questions.
That's one of them games I call you in the office after. Like, hey, what the heck?
Yeah, I'd like to know. Could you explain to me what your strategy was? Even if the owner is just asking a question that a friend, maybe he's got a good friend who actually understands football. But to me, I don't know why you would be investing in anything. Well, that's a dumb question. You don't have to know anything about anything to make money now.
Yeah.
You just got to have the money to buy it. But I just am too competitive.
4 out of your first 9 games, you haven't even been competitive. You haven't even competed.
And to not to have somebody school me with that kind of money, I got to do a quick course so that I can at least ask the intelligent question.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to hear what they say to him.
Honestly.
And I just hope to God he's asking the question.
Because right now,
even though he's not bullying, he's not overstating his mind. It's his, but he's respectful as hell.
And we're not saying to meddle or nothing like that. I'm
no. I just want clarity.
Exactly.
That's what I want. I just want to know what your plan is. You know, and because I've seen you better. I've just seen you operate better.
Even down to as recently as last year, we've never seen the competitive. They've never got blown out like that. They were competitive in every game last year. They were never, even in the games they lost, they weren't blowouts. Yeah. Like you haven't competed, it hasn't been close in 4 out of your first 9 games.
Eckler is a hell of a loss that people don't mention as often as they ought to.
We can do the injury game all day.
No, I'm just saying, for special people, because he keeps third downs alive. He wins on third down.
He's keeping me on the field. But they were 6 of 13 on third down tonight. That ain't the problem.
Yeah,
it's about going. It's about how the drive chart. It almost would make you sick. On the first 6 plays of the game, I mean, you're going 3 and out, 6 and out. Like you're not sustaining drives. You can't try to play bend but don't break, and ask the defense to play that style of football, and the offense is not possessing the football. You're 30th in time of possession. You were 7th in time of possession last year. It's no damn surprise. It's no damn surprise they can't get a pass rush. They're sucking wind because they're out there every damn play.
It's out, and you don't run the ball. That's why running the ball, even if you only average a 2.3 a carry, you guys get to suck on oxygen on the sidelines.
Maybe
when you throw 3, you just don't have. Yeah, we're not a complete mess, but we're not in tune. We need a tune up. We need to get some things in sync. And the sooner they do it, the quicker it'll be like old times. And old times means last year. If not, if they're hard headed, you know, back in the day, your mom would tell you a hard head makes for a soft behind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's going to happen. Because ain't nobody going to succumb to them once they realize that they're this easy to crack the code. But that's all you
Yeah.
got to do.
I'm
Oh,
like,
come
what's
on,
gonna
really?
happen? I'm like, what's gonna happen next week? Where's
Yeah.
who in the building? In these times is when I die to know, like, is who in the building is getting this back on track? Who's speaking up? Because the
Well,
message seems stale right now. Because y'all are getting your face kicked in.
worst thing you told me, you talking about a team that can run the ball like the Lions and they're angry. They're coming
After,
off a loss.
phew,
If you don't think and you humiliated them a year ago,
yeah,
if you don't think
they're gonna
Jameer
try to put up
Gibbs,
60.
dude, they're going to try to brand you. And so, yeah, I think you just answered your own question.
Phew,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah. Next Sunday is going to be a
wow.
very. It's your culture on the line because you got to
Are
show
we
some
doing
fight.
another primetime game?
No, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. But we're in the prime window. It's 4 o'clock. We have a late
No.
kick. We haven't had a 1 o'clock game since
Oh yeah,
September.
no, we're special. We
We're
we
prime
don't
time.
need one. Yeah, we prime. Well,
Prime to
you
get
are
our
this
ass
year.
whipped.
No, you're prime this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prime
yeah.
to
I hope
get
you're not taking the odds on next year.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they gonna
amazing,
correct
man.
this.
I hope so. I just am like now some real questions. If it continues to look like this, there's some real questions, some real tough questions is gonna have to be asked. You can't put this product out there like this every week. I don't give a damn who your opponent is. I don't give a damn what you're missing. You're not competing.
Yeah, that's true.
Four
Yeah,
out of
you
nine
definitely not.
games.
Yeah, not you're not getting the job done. Well,
Here's what it is. We'll see. We'll
I
get
look forward to it.
yeah, we'll have some more stuff coming out during the week. Continue to like, subscribe, follow. Appreciate all the support. I don't even know if it's worth giving any film breakdown this week. Who wants to watch what happened? I'll watch it, of
Nobody
course.
wants to see it again
Nobody wants to see it again. I'm about to watch it again
unless
just
you can
because
find
I'm a
one
pain
element.
freak.
Unless you can find one element of. I'd like to find something that I think we can build upon.
But Jordan McGee. I mean, Jordan McGee
Yeah,
is flashing like a madman.
yeah, but I mean, who else? We need new people. If there's anybody new that's even been thrown a ball or had a ball hand off, I mean, the Rodriguez. I'm gonna salivate when I go back and watch his finest moments again
Because it needs to
because
be.
that's what I want to see.
It
Yeah,
shouldn't be so far in between. Shoot so few and
that would
far
be
in
if you do
between.
Rodriguez and McGee, that'd be great. And then we got to get my boy, my Hokie, we got to get him on the guns machine
I don't know what's going
because
on.
he's a talented dude, man. No, we just got one little thing we got to correct. We can do that.
Yeah. That
But if
fumble
he
led
ain't
to a
catching two or 300 a game a day,
yeah.
judge machine, he ought to have one in his basement or his bedroom because he got skills. Yeah, maybe we can find a coach or an assistant coach that'll play catch with him.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, it's just a lack of. He looks like a guy that's just lacking confidence. That's why I'm glad they were able to get him some catches before the game was out. I mean, he had no choice but to play him. He had 4 active wide receivers tonight. Yeah, we
Yeah,
came out. Yeah, we came out and ran the ball 7 straight plays. You had 4 active wide receivers. If one of them went down, you're putting Zach Ertz at wide receiver at this point. You're putting a running back out there, and you still won't run the ball.
yeah.
I'm out on. I may be out on Cliff. I want a new personality offensively. I don't like this. This is not going to allow Jaden Daniels to have a 15-year career. I need a new personality offense. It's not Jaden. And I know what some of you idiots are going to say. Oh, he's injury prone. They're leveraging him at a crazy rate because of what they don't have around him. Period. And
All I'm interested
in
in
the play
is next
calling.
week. Next week, period. I don't give a
Yeah,
damn about nothing other than next week. Got to get in the victory column because none of this works losing every week. It's
no.
a bad formula.
It's horrible, and I want to continue to do this. Appreciate you as always. Make sure, like I said, I continue to like, subscribe, comment. We'll have some stuff for you all during the week, but this has been great. But it's time to go now. It's time to go.
Yeah, it's been again, it was good to see everybody. at the stadium. That was awesome. Missed that environment, and we still got great people. They're upset, but nobody's going to quit or give up, and we
Some
just
people
keep
have,
rolling. We don't give a
yeah,
damn about quitters.
yeah.
Yeah, but we'll bounce back. And if we don't, then we gotta start discussing realignment.
Yeah. So- and we'll leave it off at that. We'll
All
cut
right,
you
good
off.
deal. All right, peace.